Waking up late in the morning looks normal to many people, but what you do after opening your eyes matters most for your internal organs. We often follow routines without thinking, yet there is one specific thing that many of us do every single day that puts a heavy burden on our filtration system. You might think you are just starting your day, but you are actually forcing your body to struggle before breakfast even begins. And now it's time to look at this hidden danger and learn how a simple shift in your early routine can save your health for years. The morning filter. Think about the last time you woke up. Your mouth probably felt like a desert, right? Most of us just shrug that off as morning breath, but it's actually a huge red flag from your body. While you were knocked out for 7 or 8 hours, you weren't just resting. You were actually leaking moisture into the air. Every single breath you exhaled and every tiny bit of sweat you didn't even feel was draining your tank. In fact, you lose about a full pint of water just by sleeping. That is half a litre of fluid gone before you even swing your legs out of bed. Now imagine what your kidneys are doing during this time. They don't have a sleep mode. They spent the entire night working the graveyard shift, but because you weren't drinking anything, they had to get creative. To keep you safe, they start concentrating your urine, trying to save every drop of water they can find. By the time your alarm goes off, your internal pipes are filled with the most concentrated, acidic waste products of your entire day. It's like a plumbing system that hasn't been flushed in hours, just sitting there with thick, stagnant fluid. Because you're down a pint of water, your blood actually gets thicker too. It's not flowing like a smooth river anymore, it's more like slow-moving syrup. Trying to push that thick blood through the tiny, delicate filters in your kidneys is a massive ask for a body that hasn't even had breakfast yet. You're essentially asking your organs to run a marathon through mud the second you wake up. The danger of the dry start. So here is where we all mess up. Most of us have this wait-and-see attitude toward our health in the morning. We wake up, we check our phones, we jump in the shower, or we start rushing to get the kids ready. We tell ourselves we'll grab a drink when we finally sit down or when we get to the office. Some people wait 30 minutes, an hour, or even 2 hours before they put a single drop of water into their system. This right here is the dry start, and it is probably the most common way we unintentionally beat up our kidneys. We wait until we feel thirsty, but here is the catch. By the time your brain actually sends that thirst signal, your body is already deep into a hydration crisis. You are essentially ignoring the low fuel light on your dashboard until the engine starts smoking. It may seem like a minor detail, but the numbers are actually quite staggering. Roughly 3 out of every 4 people are walking around in a state of chronic dehydration. Now, think about when your day is the most stressful. It's usually that first hour of the morning rush. Your blood pressure is naturally rising as you wake up. Your stress levels are climbing as you look at your to-do list, and your kidneys are screaming for fluid to help process the overnight waste. Instead of helping them out, we leave them high and dry during the exact window when they are under the most pressure. By delaying that first glass of water, you're forcing your filtration system to grind away at those concentrated toxins without any lubrication. It's a silent struggle that most of us repeat every single day, year after year, never realizing that our morning productivity is actually taxing our internal organs at a level they weren't meant to handle. The engine metaphor. Have you ever tried to run a high-performance machine without enough lubricant? It's a disaster waiting to happen. To really understand your kidneys, you have to stop thinking of them as just organs and start seeing them as a massive network of thousands of miles of microscopic tubing. These tubes are incredibly delicate, and their only job is to sift through your blood. When you wake up and refuse to hydrate, you are essentially asking those miles of tubing to process sludge. Because your blood is thicker from the night's water loss, the friction inside those tiny tubes skyrockets. It's not a smooth flow anymore, it's a heavy, grinding struggle. Think about a car engine. If you never change the oil and it gets thick, black and gunky, the fuel pump has to work 10 times harder just to move that liquid through the lines. That is exactly what's happening in your torso every morning you skip that glass of water. Your heart has to pump harder, and your kidneys have to strain to pull toxins out of blood that has the consistency of old motor oil. But the sludge isn't even the worst part. Because there's no fresh water coming in to create a flush, all the metabolic waste and junk your body gathered while you were sleeping just sits there. It's like leaving a pile of trash in the middle of a hallway instead of taking it to the curb. These toxins stay in contact with your kidney tissues for way longer than they should, irritating the lining and causing unnecessary wear and tear. You wouldn't treat your car this way if you wanted it to last 20 years. Yet we do this to our most vital filtration system before we even leave the house. The hidden chemistry of your first drink. Let's talk about that hit of energy we all crave the second we roll out of bed. Whether it's a steaming cup of coffee or a cold soda, most people think they are doing themselves a favor by waking up their brain. But chemically speaking, you are handing your kidneys a nightmare scenario. Most of these morning drinks are diuretics, which is just a fancy way of saying they are messengers that tell your body to evacuate all fluids. Imagine your kidneys are already struggling with a tiny, dwindling supply of water, and then you pour in a cup of coffee. The caffeine sends a signal that basically says, hey, whatever water we have left, get rid of it right now. You are literally forcing your kidneys to dump their last reserves. It's like being stranded in a desert and deciding to pour your last bottle of water into the sand just to feel the spark of the caffeine. And the damage doesn't stop with dehydration. And if you're reaching for something sugary or a soda, you're hitting your system with a massive glucose spike. This forces your kidneys' filtration units to deal with a sudden pressure surge to process all that sugar. It's a violent way to start the day. Then you have to consider the acid. Coffee and soda are highly acidic. Your kidneys are the primary referees for your body's pH levels. They have to keep your internal environment balanced. When you start your day with a heavy acid load on an empty, dry stomach, you aren't starting your day. You are giving your kidneys a massive chemical to-do list before they've even had a chance to rinse out yesterday's waste. You're asking them to balance your chemistry, handle a sugar rush, and manage a water shortage all at once. It's not an energy boost, and it's a chemical ambush on your filtration system that leaves your organs exhausted before your commute even begins. The salt shadow. Ever wonder why your face looks a bit puffy in the mirror after a salty dinner? Now imagine that puffiness happening inside your arteries at 7 a.m. When you sit down for a classic breakfast, think bacon, sausage, processed cereals, or even a toasted bagel, you are essentially dropping a salt bomb into a body that is already running on empty. Salt is a master of manipulation. It's like a chemical magnet that has an obsessive relationship with water. When that high-sodium food hits your system while you're in your morning dehydrated state, and the salt begins a process I call the squeeze. It starts aggressively pulling water out of your actual cells and dragging it into your bloodstream to try and balance things out. The result? Your blood volume swells up almost instantly, but not in a healthy way. This creates a massive pressure spike that hits your system like a power surge hitting a delicate laptop. Your kidneys are essentially just a giant, intricate ball of the tiniest blood vessels in your entire body. They are designed for a steady, gentle flow, not a high-pressure blast. When you combine the natural morning surge of cortisol, your stress hormone, with this salt-induced blood pressure spike, you're creating a perfect storm. It's like trying to put out a candle with a fire hose. And this localized high pressure inside the kidney's filters actually stretches and stresses the vessel walls. Over time, this daily morning squeeze doesn't just make you thirsty, it fundamentally changes the environment your kidneys have to work in, forcing them to operate under high-stress conditions before you've even finished your first email. You're essentially aging your blood vessels by a decade. Every single morning you choose salt over hydration. Years of wear and tear. Now, here is the scariest part about kidney health. Your kidneys are the strong, silent type. They don't scream when they're hurt, and they don't give you a headache or a sharp pain to let you know they're struggling. This is a game of inches, played out over decades. When you subject your body to that dry start we talked about, the thick blood, is the coffee-induced dehydration and the salt spikes, you aren't going to wake up in a hospital bed the next day. Instead, you are creating what doctors call micro-scars. Imagine a smooth silk filter slowly getting tiny scratches and nicks on it. One scratch doesn't matter. 100 scratches start to slow things down. But 10 years of daily scratches. Now you have a filter that's scarred, stiff, and losing its ability to do its job. The math on this is actually pretty sobering. Most humans naturally lose about 1% of their kidney function every year once they hit 40. That's just the standard tax for getting older. But when you maintain this damaging morning habit, you're basically hitting the fast-forward button on your own aging. You can easily accelerate that decline to 2% or 3% per year. And it doesn't sound like much until you realize that you won't even feel a single symptom until your kidneys are about 80% damaged. That is the silent nature of the danger. By the time you actually feel tired or notice changes in your skin or your sleep, the damage isn't just starting, it's nearly finished. You are living on the reserve tank of your health without even knowing it. This habit isn't just a minor mistake, it's a slow-motion theft of your future vitality. You're trading long-term filtration for short-term morning convenience, and by the time the bill comes due, it's often too late to undo the scarring. It's a quiet erosion that happens one morning at a time, making it the ultimate hidden danger in your daily routine. The 16-ounce rescue. So, we have talked about the damage, the sludge, and the silent scarring. Now, let's talk about the easiest, cheapest, and most powerful medicine you will ever find. It's sitting right in your kitchen tap. To save your kidneys from the morning grind, you need to implement what I call the wake-up flush. The second your eyes open, before you even think about touching your phone or starting the coffee pot, you need to get 16 ounces of room temperature water into your system. Think of this as priming the pump. When you pour that half-litre of water into an empty stomach, it doesn't just sit there. It acts like a tidal wave that sweeps through your entire internal landscape. Within minutes, that water is absorbed into your bloodstream, instantly thinning out that overnight syrup we talked about earlier. It turns your blood from slow-moving sludge back into a high-speed river, in allowing it to glide through those miles of kidney microtubes without any friction or heat. But here is the secret sauce that makes this work: the 30-minute rule. You can't just chug water and then immediately bite into a salty breakfast or sip an espresso. You have to give your body a head start. By waiting exactly 30 minutes after your water before introducing anything else, you are giving your kidneys a clean rinse window. During these 30 minutes, your blood volume stabilizes, your blood pressure settles into a healthy groove, and those concentrated overnight toxins are finally flushed out into the bladder where they belong. It's like giving your house a deep clean before the guests arrive. By the time you finally do have that cup of coffee or that morning meal, your kidneys are fully hydrated, protected, and lubricated. They can now handle the caffeine or the salt because they have a buffer. They aren't being ambushed anymore. They are prepared. This isn't just about drinking more water in general. It's about the strategic timing of that first glass. You are literally changing the chemistry of your body for the rest of the day in just a few minutes. This simple shift takes the power surge out of your morning and replaces it with a smooth, steady flow. It is the difference between starting your car's engine with no oil versus letting it warm up properly on a cold winter morning. When you commit to this 16-ounce rescue, you aren't just hydrating, you are actively extending the expiration date of your organs. You are giving your internal filters a fighting chance to stay scar-free and functional for decades to come. It's the ultimate act of self-respect that costs $0 but pays back in years of health. At the end of the day, you have to realize that your kidneys are essentially your body's dedicated 24-hour internal janitors. They are constantly working in the background, scrubbing away every mess and filtering every toxin to keep your system from getting overwhelmed. But here is the reality. You would never expect a janitor to clean a massive, dirty building without even giving them a bucket of water or a mop. When you skip that morning hydration, you are asking them to do an impossible job with zero tools, forcing your filters to grind away until they eventually burn out. That first 16-ounce glass of water is the cheapest health insurance you will ever find. It is a simple commitment to the organs that keep you alive, to ensuring you prioritize longevity over a quick caffeine hit. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, please like and subscribe for more.